Hey folks, Micah McGee here. In today's video, we're going to revisit David's deer hunt. I'm still getting people asking me for updates and show how we got this deer mounted because I made a special video showing how to prepare a mount for taxidermy. And I showed you the whole thing, exactly how to do it. YouTube demonetized that video even though I was very careful. They just don't like seeing skin come off of stuff. You can't even hardly peel a banana. But that don't matter. I taught you exactly what I know. And in this video, I'm going to show you what a good job it did, and also share with you, if you live in my area, the taxidermist that did it, because that is the key. But the thing that made me really tickled about this deer was the fact that my boy killed it, but we also got it on camera and got a video of that, which I'll put that in the comments. I'll put that where you can find that hunt. And hey, I'll go ahead and put the video that shows you how to get them ready for the taxidermist as well. What do you look at when you judge a taxidermist? A lot of people walk in, they see all the deer hanging up there, and they say, wow. If a deer has great big horns, they say, boy, he did a good job. Folks, that taxidermist had nothing to do with the horns. That's all the deer right there. The taxidermist has everything to do with the job on the eyes, nose, lips, and ears. And of course this here, but this here, some of the easiest part to it. The eyes are the hardest because it takes a true artist to be able to get them recreated and put back right. So I'm going to show you right now some pictures of some eyes that I've taken of other people's deer that were not done by this taxidermist. And then I'm going to show you these eyes, and you will see the difference. He's not your man. That's a meth head's what that is. That don't look good at all. If he looks like this, you don't want to choose that taxidermist because his eye, the deer looks like he's had a really rough night, which maybe he did, but you don't want him to look like that on the wall. You want him to look about like this right here, like he is very well rested, single, and ready to mingle. Dave, you want to go ahead and take that tag off. We got to get this thing hung up in the house. While he's taking that off, the taxidermist in my area that did this, he's a Putnam County boy by the name, quite a bit older than me, by the name of Roger Searcy. And he has done a lot of deer for me. He did a baby deer for me that came from Texas. A friend of mine was bush hogging and went back later, and he found this dead baby deer. The bush hog didn't kill the deer. It was just a day old or less. Evidently it had a heart attack or something, I don't know. But he did a splendid job on that baby deer. I was always concerned that baby deer's ears would start curling after a while, but Searcy did a absolutely fantastic job with it. And that's one of my prized mounts as far as that goes. The smallest deer I've ever really seen, but it's a prized mount just because it's so rare to have one. But this deer here, he needs to go on the wall. Now here's Roger Searcy's information. If you live in the area, you can look him up. He's in the phone book and online and everything. Searcy's Taxidermy. He does deer processing in the deer season. Look him up and use him. He is by far not the cheapest, but he is so far the best that I would never use another taxidermist in the area. And I have used several, and I've seen even the work from even more of them. But this here, superb. You cannot beat this right here. So we're going to get in there and we're going to hang it up in the boys' room because that's where the boys' deer are. They have some pretty nice little mounts in there. All right, to hang a deer on a sheetrock wall, you just need 2 tools and a screw. I like to use a screw. You can use a nail. If you use a nail, you don't need this tool. So let's get up to the boys' room and let's get this mounted on the wall. All right, folks, here we are in the boys' bedroom. You can see the different mounts that are already hanging. We've got 2 that Joel killed when he was younger. And we got one here that Matthew killed. He opted to go for the camo wrap on his skull, and that is beautiful. If you remember, I got that done on my deer that I had, my last nice buck I killed, I had that done and I really liked it. If you want to get one of these done, you need to do Bare Bones Taxidermy by Tim Simpson. The guy knows what he's doing. Look him up, call him, get in touch with him, and he'll get you set up with a beautiful camo dipped mount. So here we are in the boys' bedroom. Here's what we're going to do to hang this deer. First thing you want to do is hold the deer up there and see how high it needs to be roughly. And I can see them horns are so long that I can't really hang it over that bed. I might could slip it over that rail, but I'm just going to put it here because this gives a little separation. It looks like somewhere right there. So here's what we're going to do. Hand this off today. Now you got to take your stud finder. That's what your hammer's for. And I see there's already a screw in the wall, but I have no idea if that screw's in a stud or just into one of those plastic sheetrock hanger things. So, oh, it's hitting me. Oh, I'm going to have to get a new stud finder. So you go by the sound, but you also go by the dead hit. Whenever you feel it hit, if it vibrates and bounces, no stud. If it dies, that's where it's at. We're going to take our screw. We're going to put it right here. Now you can tell right there it is hitting wood. That should be about perfect. Now let's see if we can line it up with the hook. He's got the hook on here. There we go. All right, we got it on there. That'll never fall off. The way that hanger's made, it has a very small groove for it to slide up on. So there we have it. The deer's hung up. Boy, oh boy, that's a nice looking buck, David. Whew. All right, there you have it. That's not only the mount, that's who mounted it. It's also how we prepared it to get mounted. It's also how he got it with a muzzle loader. We're pretty proud of him. And also it's about doing stuff like this for the boys because, let's face it, they work hard. They're good boys. They don't complain about the work usually. If they do, bend over, boy. Time about getting no. Anyway, no, they do great. I don't have to ever worry about them working. Matter of fact, if I turn my back for 5 seconds, they're out working doing something. So yes, that's somewhat of a reward for David for doing the hard work he does. Right now he's feeding pigs and milking a cow once a day. Twice a day. Once a day? Twice a day. Pretty much just once a day. We got a cow that we're taking care of for some friends that went out of the country on missions work. And hey, the least we can do, take care of the cow. But that's been David's job, and he's done a superb job at it. The deer mount is somewhat of a reward for that. It's nice to have boys that you can reward. It's not very nice to have boys that you can't reward without it being false. This is true. So anyway, we're going to get out of here. We hope y'all have a great day. We'll see you on the next video.